Hello everyone, and welcome to this American Institute of Personal Injury Physicians video. This is how important is your personal injury documentation. My name is Dr. Scott Tauber, and I will be guiding you through this video. Well, we all know your documentation is very important, probably the most important next to case management in your personal injury cases. But providers still have a lot of questions about this and concerns and trepidation about this one subject, what to do and what not to do. Now, we're not going to be able to go through all those issues on this video, but I do want to touch on a few things for you to keep in mind. Here are some personal injury documentation considerations. Your documentation as it relates to your PI patients should be different. Now, I know that your documentation should all be the same for all of your patients. All the elements need to be in there. But personal injury requires a greater amount of attention inherently in these types of cases. There's more symptoms to keep track of, there's more issues to be aware of, and there's just things that need to be done, such as making sure that you capture and document objective findings appropriately, keep your treatment and bills reasonable and necessary, and all of these things are specific to personal injury more than some of the other types of patients that you might be seeing in your office on a daily basis. And here are some other questions that providers have. Yes, your documentation is actually read. The other question is, how is this going to get looked at? Well, in the med legal arena, there are many variables. Your documentation may be looked at from the first party, from a claims adjuster, or a third-party claims adjuster, a defense attorney, a mediator, arbitrator, judge, possibly even a jury. There's many different ways that your documentation may be viewed. And this is different as well. Others are relying on your documentation. Your patient is relying on the quality and content of your documentation. The same for any representing attorney. Now, not every case has a representing attorney, but if there is one, they're certainly relying on providers to supply them high-quality record keeping. It's also important that providers know what's important and what's not. Things like value and severity drivers and symptoms such as headaches and sleep disturbance, and also things that can possibly kill a case, quote unquote, such as gaps, delays, redundancy in your notes. All of these things are very different in personal injury. So here are some specific steps. Study personal injury. It's different than the rest of your practice. It does require some study. Find out what's important and what's not. We touched on some of that here in this video. Next, spend time with your EMR. So many providers think that the EMR is going to save their documentation. You need to create specific PI language. Your personal injury language is different than your other language, and most EMRs don't come ready to go right out of the box. And finally, read and review. Prior to leaving the office, make sure you've read and reviewed all of your documentation. At AIPIP, this is part of what we do. We improve, protect, strengthen, expand the personal injury portion of your practice for all specialties of healthcare providers. You can go to our website at aipip.com or email us at info@aipip.com, or our phone number is 888-924-7479. Thanks for watching. Please let us know if you do have any questions. We look forward to seeing you on another AIPIP video. And here's to your personal injury success.